M.A.D.D.Y, and I am with Ivan.
Yo, what's good? What's good? I feel like it's the only intro I only know
I know.
how to do.
You have to get your own intro at some point.
I do have to, I have to, yeah, I do have to like I to the VAN. I don't know. I don't know.
That only works with me. M to the A to D D Y. That only works with me.
Why?
That only works with me.
Yeah.
But today we are here to discuss a couple of things. We're gonna discuss a couple of trailers that recently came out. Also, we're gonna talk about the Barbie movie and how that was. So, which one you want to start first? You want to start with the Barbie movie or the one of the two trailers? Which one you want to start with?
I'd say Barbie since it's past and I don't really have that much to say. But yeah, let's
Yeah.
start with that.
So, let's talk about the Barbie. I didn't like Barbies as a kid. I never liked Barbies at all. So,
Hmm.
it was like the only reason why I went to see it is because my cousins want to see it, and my sisters also want to see it, and my mom wanted to see it. And I was like, fine, sure, whatever. It's supposed to be a funny movie, so let's just go see it. And it was pretty emotional, to be surprisingly. I would thought it was just
I
like a.
I implored you to watch the Barbie movie. I told you because I saw
You
it.
told me to watch it because
I saw it,
I didn't
and
want to
then
see it because I wasn't really interested in Barbie, but then you saw it with your mom, and then you implored me to watch it with my
I
mom.
went. I went to see it with my family, and yeah, I wore a pink shirt. I don't care. And and I was really surprised by the movie because I thought it was just gonna be like this sort of like I don't know, like very like think of the beginning of Barbie like she never goes to the real world
Mm-hmm.
and it's all just like very I don't know obnoxious. But yeah, I was really surprised, so that's why I told you because I knew you said you weren't really planning on watching it, and so I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I saw it, and then I was like just blown away by how the movie was actually about and all that. So I was like, you have to see this. Like, it's at least once you have to like view
And
it.
then I asked my mom, "Hey, do you want to watch the Barbie movie?" She said, "Sure, let's go see it with the cousins." We went to Target. We bought some pink shirts. We went to the movies at PJ's. It was just Port Jefferson. That's down here, and at their movie theater. It was pretty. It's a small theater. It only has like three theaters in its whole building. It's a very small theater itself. But yeah, we went and saw it. There was tons of people going there to see the Barbie movie. There's a bigger like a kind of like a Cinemark ABC thing, but it's called Showmaker Showmax or something like that. It's called Island 16. It's like that no that way it's kind of that way. And uh we used to go there for movies all the time, but we went to Port Jeff because we wanted to get some ice cream afterwards, which was very good. Soft serve ice cream in New York, best, by the way. And then we saw it with my cousins, and Elton had to come because where my mom goes, Elton comes. um
Hmm.
so my mom didn't see the ending-ish part, but she saw parts of the ending because Elton had to go to the potty multiple times, because that's what happens when you bring a dog to the movies. You have to consistently take them to the bathroom, which is like every 30 minutes, apparently. But yeah,
Yeah.
she got to see the most of it. Um, and we laughed. Some of us cried, apparently. The person
Didn't
who
I tell you?
doesn't cry much cries at a Barbie movie,
Didn't
which
I tell you?
surprised me because I thought the reason you cried was at the end when Barbie was like, "Yeah, I would like to be a real person. Why not?" And no, you cried when she sat on the bench contemplating life, which was like, I
Yeah. It's the
I was
most
like,
like
it's emotional at least like for me, like with anxiety and like like to watch the world go around you when you get to sit for a second and just watch everything. It is sad, but like, I didn't actually. I want to tell you, I didn't cry at all during the movie. I just felt sad and just, oh, that's, oh,
Well, I didn't like cry. It's more like just my eyes were like
watery.
watery,
Hmm.
watery. But
Which is the definition of crying, but go on.
no, but crying is when you're like tears,
No,
like showing tears.
crying is when
And
you
like,
shed a
"Ooh,"
tear,
no,
even if
no,
it's
no.
a little,
It's
little
when
baby
it's
tear.
one of those moments when you're very in an emotional place in your life, and something you view something, you see something, and it just hits you, right? But
Yeah,
you know, not to the point where you start bawling your eyes out. I mean, like it was just like I don't know, a moment like that. I don't know. I guess I related to, but
yeah.
my mom was crying. She was crying like
I, I
what, four
think
times
I think
each.
if my aunt was sitting next to me, I think she was crying. I think she was crying.
Yeah, yeah. It was, and that's the thing that surprised me about the movie that how it was so like
Emotional. It, like,
serious and emotional.
it
That's why
wanted to
it took me
grab
by
you.
surprise.
It's like Marvel. It wanted to grab you in your heart, take it out of your heart, show it to you, and then just squeeze it a little bit, try to crush it, and put it back in.
Exactly.
That's what it tried to do, and it succeeded for most people. I just felt my heart being like, oh, it's getting a little crushed, but not ripped down my like chest being
I guess
crushed.
it's kind of the same as people who are not fan of Marvel or superhero movies and they go to
Yeah.
see one and they get emotional by it and they're surprised like how did I get emotional with a superhero movie? And
Yeah.
it's like
How
me,
did I
how did I
get
get emotional with a
emotional
Barbie
to a
movie? I
Barbie movie?
mean, with a Barbie movie, you know?
It was very just like, what the hell? But it was
Yeah.
an interesting story of the compilation of mortality. If you've lived since like what, the 1900s or whatever they started when Barbie started, like I would probably want to think about death too if I've lived that long doing the same thing over and over again and having like literally living in Barbie land and just having that same beach day over and over and over again. I would get tired of it too.
Right.
It may have been my life, but that's a bit much even for my sakes because like the day one was like, okay, this is probably typical Barbie, and I'm like, okay, this is odd. Because like before I watched this movie, I don't know if you on YouTube follow the React channel. I don't know if you follow them, but basically what they do it back in the day they were called the Fine Bros, and then they turned to React. But potato. It's when they bring a bunch of people in and just talk about a subject and they give their honest answers to them. And they were talking about some controversy things that Barbie has done over the years. Some of them
Hmm.
were in the movie actually that I noticed. The pregnant girl that
No.
Will Ferrell got his like, oh Jesus, sorry. I thought you were discontinued. That was actually a real Barbie. It was a Barbie where you can take off her stomach and inside was a baby girl. And you can and that was problematic because that I guess told girls who get pregnant, it's a Barbie. Get over it. But okay. And then um grow up Skipper, when you turn her arm, her boobs come out and you can push them back in. People had a problem with that. And apparently the spy camera one, I didn't know about that one, but that one was new. But the two other ones I knew about. But it
And
was weird. And
one other one where
Alan was
it
weird.
was like a backpack one or like a TV
Yeah, the
on the
camera.
back or
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the camera one.
something like that.
It's weird, but they did some weird stuff. But like, I don't know.
And then there's Alan,
Alan,
just Alan,
just Alan.
just
Apparently,
Alan.
in the lore of Barbie, he's married to Marge, Megan, whoever the pregnant girl is. That's their baby. Alan and her's baby's that, and they have two kids, I think, already, and one's already in the oven, I guess. But that's the lore about it. But yeah, Alan's just he's He's just like Ken,
He's
but
just out.
he's a redhead. That hi Alan. Yeah, I'm an Alan.
Which I think was perfectly portrayed by Michael Cera
Yeah,
because he kind of fits in that sort of awkward and
yeah,
confused
yeah.
kid.
Like
So
he's like the perfect cast for Alan. I'm like, yeah,
yeah,
he looks like an Alan. He looks like an Alan. He just looks like an Alan. But the whole going to the world to find your girl, and because the emotional state of the girl comes with the doll, and that doll affects the real world, it was very confusing. I'm like, so wait, if you go and go, okay, sure, I guess. I don't know. It was very confusing, but I honestly thought it was the mom for the very beginning. I didn't thought it was the daughter. I honestly thought it was the mom.
really.
Even before we met the mom, I thought it was like oh, that's probably just the mom. They're just like doing some weird movie editing camera angles to make it think it's the daughter. But oh, okay, well, let's say it's the daughter. So because I don't know many girls today. Even my cousins don't play with Barbies anymore. And like my youngest cousin is like 8, and she doesn't play with Barbie. She's more into the books and history sort of things. But
Well, if you think
Alan still
about
plays
it,
Barbie.
like do little girls or little boys, whoever,
Whoever.
play with Barbies today?
I don't think so, because I remember Barbie when I was growing up. I remember a lot of girls wanting Barbie when
Well, yeah,
I
they
was
were like
little.
huge, but
It was
now
a huge
I
thing,
feel
but like
like
now, since there's like technology and iPads and stuff like that on the internet, and like our
there's just
world is
no.
literally on our devices, and we don't really need to play with toys unless we really want to. But then again, some toys are just toys and they're boring. Like literally, I know that we keep some, because I'm in the basement of my grandparents' house, and in like the main downstairs living area, because it's downstairs, we have like a little unit that's just there's literally a Barbie playhouse right over there with a Barbie go golf cart, and
Mhm.
like one Barbie doll. I think we have one Barbie doll who's just a black Barbie doll. That's the only Barbie doll we have that's down here that's even remotely to Barbie, and no one uses that at all, because that's mainly like a shelf for other small like toys that my cousin Mateo brings, which is mainly Paw
Yeah,
Patrol,
I
cars,
think,
or little action figures of like Avengers or Spider-Man or whatever he
but
has.
I think toys are now like if you have a toy, then it's most likely for you to have it on the shelf
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
Like,
because like
like I have this. So, so I have a Loki figure right here, right?
mhm,
And as a kid, I mean, I'd be like, "This is so, awesome," and I would like, play with it and stuff like that.
mhm,
But now it's like, I guess I became one of those like get a toy and then just have it on display
yeah.
for show.
Instance, this is a good instance. Here. When I was a kid, I loved trucks, and my grandfather had this truck for a long, long time. It's his truck, and this company is now out of business. But it used to be a big thing here in New York. I guess big
Hmm.
enough to make a truck out of. So this would came with two racing cars. Like this.
Cool.
One and the other one would be in the alternate colors of white being the secondary color and green being the primary. And
Hmm.
you would literally, all you do is you would drive your truck, park it, pull up its little tap thing, put your thing in the thing, and yeah, and then you can go across the country, race in Formula Ones or whatever. That's the only toy in my grandfather's room in his office, and that's the only thing I remember playing in when I was a kid. When I was down here, was this car and a remote control car that he has but I don't think it has anymore. I think it's in the. No, I pull it out because it's like surrounded by stuff, but it's just a monster truck, an RC monster truck that you can like control with remote control that he built when we went to Disneyland, and Disneyland had that build your own RC car like place in downtown Disney.
Mhm.
So those are the only two toys in his office, and that's in this office. And he also has this little car from Cars, but that's just here on his desk. But that's like just for decoration. No one really
Exactly.
plays
I
with the
feel
stuff that.
toys are now collectors of like or any like new Marvel figure or whatever that comes out, they get it, but for display, not to play with them.
Yeah, like
Obviously, some of them don't even take them out of the box; they
yeah,
just leave it as is.
exactly. Like the pictures I show you about of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they're just
Perfect example.
hanging. They're literally hanging upstairs, not being played by anyone. Especially when my Uncle Joe has a bunch of Legos that he doesn't play with. I play with my Legos sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes I play with my Legos, but he has it just there in an LED case. It's cool, but it's, it's not,
We have them, we
you
put
play
them
with
up
them.
so that when we're feeling down or when we're feeling happy, we look at them and it reminds us of our childhood. Nostalgia gets into our brain and heart, and then we feel good for a little while, and then we move on to our own reality.
But I think really what this was is a Mattel push of like, play with Barbies for God's sakes. Play with any old toys you might have in your garage, your attic, whatever. Just grab an old toy and play with it for old time's sakes, just
Mhm.
once. And that's what happened in Toy Story. Because I remember when I watched that Toy Story 3, I went digging for some old toys to play with, and I found a raggedy doll that my mom got me when I was little, and I just played with that for 10 minutes and put it up somewhere where I can see it. But
When I saw Toy Story 4, was it
yeah,
4? When it's like Bonnie forgets Woody and becomes like a lost toy, forgotten toy.
yeah,
I
when the
felt really
puppy gets
bad for
lost,
the
yeah.
toys that I already have. I felt bad just when I came back. Anyway, we're going way off topic now. Toy
I'll talk,
Story,
I'll talk.
why are we even
But
talking about this?
the
But
movie, the movie, the movie itself, it was great. The funniest part for me was when the President Barbie cursed, and the big Mattel logo just bleeped in
oh
front of her
yeah,
face. I was like,
which is like, I mean, it's not this movie's not even for kids because they mention like that they
because
don't
there
have
were
genitals
so
or that
many
sort of thing.
innuendos that my cousins didn't get. Like, I didn't get most of the jokes that people were getting. Good. You are 8 years old. You do not need to know what they
Exactly.
mean.
Like this movie was marketed for all
Kids.
everyone supposedly, but when
But
you go watch the
instantly.
film, it's I mean, I guess at first in Barbie Land it's like, "Oh, look, Barbie in real life." Then afterwards feel like kids would like get tired of it and
Yeah.
like I don't get
Do you want to know a creepy fun fact?
it. Sure.
Barbie was made in the visionary of a German sex doll.
I was having a really nice day today.
I
I
ruined your
was
perspective of Barbie,
very
didn't
just
I?
calm and just, like I'm gonna
Look
just
it up.
chill for it.
If you don't believe me,
But
look it
now
up.
that you've mentioned that, and now it's like, what the hell?
Why
And
was Barbie's first appearance
I
in a
do not want to
swimsuit?
research it. I
A
don't want to research it,
striped
but now,
swimsuit, Ivan.
but I feel that my curiosity, it's not gonna like want me to research that fact,
You told me
even
about
though
the velociraptor noises. I'm talking about how Barbie was first announced. So this is payback. Boom.
revenge
Revenge.
is not, it's not good.
It is to
It's
me.
never the end.
No one else. It is to me. Did you research it? Did you research it?
No,
Research it.
later. Anyways, moving on.
It's real. Trust me, it's real. But yeah,
Okay, so rating.
rating. I would give it a 7.5. It was a good movie. It made me laugh. It made me cry, but it was not towards me. I don't care about Barbie the Ken enough broke me, but I'm Just Ken song was just like, what the fudge? And it's wasn't me. I'm good with faces. I'm really great with faces. So is it just me, or was Gravik part of Ken army?
Who's Robert?
Gravik from Secret Invasions.
Grab. Oh,
Remember?
I only saw one I have not watched Secret. Like, I only saw one episode, the first episode, and I was like, "This is boring as
Honestly,
hell." And
honestly,
then the
you
second
can
and
skip
third,
it.
and then I heard that people were like, "Yeah, it's pretty boring." So I was like,
It's boring.
I'm not gonna like
The
exact.
the real. Do you want me to spoil it for a bit because it's really just boring. The only thing
Yeah,
you really
so
miss about Secret Invasions is Maria Hill dies.
I
Rhodey
knew that. Yeah,
may
it's a
had
squirrel
been a scroll
the
since
whole time,
like Civil War when he got his
which is
spine
like,
ripped out by Vision,
which
and
is
that Fury is back up on the space station with his wife, who is a scroll. That's literally the only thing you missed. And Gaia, who is Talos's daughter, plus Talos is dead, has powers beyond anything recognition. He
I
has
saw that she has
Captain
like
Marvel's
if
powers.
like
He has
any
Groot's
power.
powers. She has all the powers. Just think of all the powers of all the Avengers. She has all of them. And this
And
lady
it's like,
that's Nick Fury's like friend or whatever. I don't know. She's weird. She wants her for something. I think it's the Thunderbolts, but I'm not sure. But yeah, it's like it was
yeah,
very boring. It went to points that I like. This could really be done in 3 episodes or in one movie.
it's because I think Secret Invasions would have worked if they made it a movie back when the Avengers were still like the original cast and all that.
Was
Like
still
that would have made it more interesting. But since it was just Nick Fury and like
like I have
all the other like
nothing wrong with the Nick Fury. It's just that when it's
that's what
mainly
I mean.
just
Like Nick Fury was the only sort of main like character out of that that would say, "Oh, look, it's Nick Fury, he's back." But nothing else was like. I mean, Maria Hill, but she's always been like a side character to Nick,
yeah.
and
Even Nick was a side
and
character in his own right, even though he is awesome.
exact, exact. So it's just yeah.
That's the only thing you miss. But the person who plays Gravik, the actor, and when he's in this not scroll form, it's his human form of the first person he killed, apparently, it's the same person in Barbie. It's like literally the same person. Because I'm looking at him like, is that Gravik? It looks like him. But no, that is Gravik! What? I didn't even know Gravik was a Barbie. Huh. That was in my head. That was in my head. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it was weird seeing him in a movie that was mainly about Barbie. But yeah, we don't talk about Ken as much. I have realized that Ken is and Ken. It's just
And can
it's mainly just about Barbie, but Ken is like, hi Ken. He's Alan. He's Alan, but yeah. I was gonna say Alan but worse, but no, it's just Alan. Ken isn't Alan.
I know you mentioned. I remember you told me that Ryan Gosling was too
Too
old
old.
to play Ken,
I still
and
agree
at
with
first
that.
I was like, I mean, isn't the same age as Margot Robbie, but
Mm,
then when I heard I don't know I think my sister I don't know but I heard the clip "Hi Barbie" from Ryan Gosling, and he does sound pretty old. Like I don't know.
yeah, but I still think after watching the movie, I still think he's too old for Barbie. I think he's too old to play Ken in the Barbie movie. I thought maybe they can get someone younger, maybe about 10 to 20ish years, because I know Ryan Gosling is getting up there in age. But like, if he was a little bit younger, young Ryan Gosling, of course, sure, I can see that.
But I mean,
But
people
yeah,
are loving that Ken song, so
he might be
who's
buff
to
and
blame it?
cute, but like, no, not really.
Anyways, I'll give this movie. I think it's what you gave it a what
Seven
seven
and a
what
half, 7.5.
7.5. I'd probably say the same. Not because I didn't like it that much, it's because it was just very like depressing. I
Yeah.
mean, I was just. I mean, I was surprised by it, and that's what made it like very uh like a good movie. But I don't know. I just walked out of the theater feeling very like sad
Yeah.
for Barbie, even though it's like, oh, she's finally human. But like, we went through all of that, and it's just like, I don't know, because I feel like there wasn't a point where I felt like happy or like
Yeah.
like right. So it
Yeah.
was just all sad, 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 and then and then maybe a happy ending for Barbie, but it was just it doesn't you know like for example, Guardians. Guardians was really sad, but it makes
But
up
it
for
was
it for having
amazing.
some really funny moments or some very like awesome parts or a very happy ending. So it was like a balance. But for this one, it was just for me, it was just like really just sad,
Depressing.
which
But
is funny because I mean, I'm kind of mixed. It's like it's interesting because Barbie's all happy and like
yeah,
all
it's
this, and they
interesting.
even turn it
Yeah.
into like a very serious and like depressing film. So at the same time, like I applaud them, but yes, it was
Yeah.
very like
It's
depressing.
interesting
So
because it's depressing, but it's more interesting when it's depressing if it's Barbie, when Barbie is marketed to be like just go girls, when it's like literally there's only
exactly. So that's
two
why it's
two
like
CEOs in the whole like system of Barbie that has been like there's been two women that have been the CEO for the Mattel part of Barbie. Only two,
mhm.
and they were both white. So yeah. Yeah. It was like when Barbie like said like, "Oh, this is all run by men." That can't be right. Women have important jobs. No, no, no. I'm sad. But yeah, it was very interesting. But yeah. But now let's talk about the trailers. Do you want to talk about Loki or Spider-Man 2? Sorry.
I'd say Loki. Just 'cause I saw it once, and I don't really have that much to say for Loki,
Mm-hmm.
except maybe one thing. But yeah, the whole trailer was like just it was just a lot that you just can't put into one single,
Yeah.
like
Which is the one thing we can say about Loki is Sylvie is working at McDonald's. Weird. He's
in the
glitching.
1970s
Go
and
ahead.
70s. Because you said working McDonald's, and it's like she's like 1970s McDonald's, like
Yeah,
in the oh
old school McDonald's for some reason. Loki's glitching like if someone from the Spider-Verse was glitching, which
hmm
we discussed briefly. Uh, and then just we have to reconvince Mobius that this He Who Remains guy is a bad guy with a lot of variants that we need to take down like right now. So yeah, but yeah, that's mainly Loki. Unless you have a
So so the first season ended with him going back to the King sort of TVA, and
Mhm.
nobody knows who he is. Mobius doesn't even know who he is.
Yeah.
And when we seen the trailer, they're basically back as if nothing happened, as if like, oh hey, we're still friends, or I don't know,
I know. I
you
think
know.
I think that was just part of like, okay, you say that we're friends, cool, we're friends, sure, but why not? Let's be friends. We want to be
That's
friends.
because Mobius is a pretty down to earth guy. So
Yeah, he's a really
I
cool guy, which is why I like him, and that's why I was like I like that Owen Williams was played as him because he's just a cool guy. He's just a cool guy you want to chill out
Owen
with.
Wilson. You said
That's
William.
I said
Owen
I said
Wilson.
Wilson.
Wilson, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said William.
I didn't say Williams.
You said Owen Williams.
I said Owen Wilson.
When you edit this video, you will
I
see that
will
I'm right.
I will slow it down and black it and like put my face all black and white and it'll be like whoa. And you'll see that I did not say that. But if I did, I look like an idiot. Owen Williams. But right now, I said what I said. But anyways,
All right.
I like how he plays Mobius because he is a really just a cool guy. He's just a cool, chill guy that likes to say "wow."
Which is cool because you have a very like chill and down to earth guy, and then you have Loki, a
Who's
very
like,
you know very opposite of
yeah,
Mobius. So
yeah. But I am actually excited to watch it because
so we
I like
talked
it.
about the glitching thing with Loki and how is it that it affects him but never affected like Toby and Andrew in No Way Home
Yeah,
the
and
way that
then
it did with Peter B. Parker and
yeah,
Spider-Verse.
my theory was that knew, Toby knew about the whole Miguel thing, right? And he's in it, right? He recruited Andrew, right? And now he's like the newest recruit. He doesn't know that there are other multiverse. He knows that there are other multiverses, just not how to get to them. Toby
Hmm.
does. So when they all three went to Tom's little universe, Toby probably has his watch, which makes him not glitch, but probably has like a day pass for either MJ or someone else. So he might have seen the situation of I'm in a totally new place. It's totally brand new. This Peter Parker is new to this whole thing and doesn't really know how to transport to place. But let me just slip on a day pass for him so that we won't glitch in his world.
Hmm.
That's what I think. But another theory is like Doctor Strange's magic made it so that they won't glitch because otherwise the villains will also glitch. Because
That's true. Yeah.
so either it's
Yeah.
my theory
Okay. So
where Toby knew about
I
it
think
and
it's more of
Andrew
that.
didn't, but
It's more of that where they got there with Doctor Strange spell, and maybe that allows them to be there without any problems. Than how Miles or the other people got there with like the collider or whatever,
mhm.
and maybe that caused them to. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
it's very weird when you talk about multiverse because then it's like if you have this as like the canon, we're gonna use that literally. If you use like
Mhm.
okay, if they glitch, that means that they're not in their universe and then they need to go back before they die. If you use that and then a movie before that has something with multiverse in it and that canon isn't lined up to this canon, it's gonna make everybody confused, like us. So then
Mhm.
we have to make theories of how those two can make sense, especially when you have the first canon saying like, yeah, those two Peter Parkers that you love so much, we know them. They're with our crew. How you explain the silly nerd and that Doctor Strange from Earth 19999999? We know them. We know what happened. We get confused when you say out of pocket stuff, but that out of pocket stuff doesn't contribute to the previous stuff. It just makes everybody confused. So yeah, the glitching in Loki
Mhm.
may have something to do with that. I don't know. We will see. Yeah.
I've seen like thumbnails on YouTube of like people making videos about so how back then it was like the Marvel fatigue or like people are getting tired of too many Marvel movies, and
Yeah.
now people are getting tired of too many multiverse things
Yeah.
going on. That just confuses everyone, and it's
It's
just like,
very confusing. Don't if you I like multiversal movies, but don't have multiverses movies over multiverses movies over multiverses movies over multiverses movies. Even though you're different parties and different like studios, I get that, but don't have three multiverses movies in 1 year. Can we not have that? No? Okay. Guess we're stuck like
yeah, we
that.
got so this year we got Spider-Verse, The Flash, and then Loki, and then is that it?
Um
So
Quantumania. You forgot Quantumania.
well, that wasn't really a multiverse. It was more.
But a
Although,
came
yeah, Kane. And, okay, yeah. So that,
yeah.
and then previous years we have No Way Home, and
Yeah.
The first Spider-Verse,
Yeah.
all of that.
The
So
first into the Spider-Verse was Multiverse, but that was in 2018 or 19, 18. I think it was 18. Then it was like, what?
speaking of Spider-Man, real quick, so I've never watched Spectacular Spider-Man
Me
growing
neither.
up
Me
because
neither.
I saw Ultimate Spider-Man
Mm,
with Drake Bell.
yeah,
You
me
know that
too.
one?
Yeah,
That's the one I
that one
saw.
I grew up with. Yeah.
Yeah, that one I remember seeing a lot. But Spectacular Spider-Man, I thought it was like newer than Ultimate, like because the animation looked for some reason like modern, I guess,
Hmm.
more than Ultimate. I don't know. I just thought Ultimate was like before Spectacular, but no, Spectacular came
Spectacular.
out in 2008, and I saw the whole thing, which is only like 2 seasons when you think about it on Disney Plus, and I loved it. I and that's because so this show came out. Let's see, Spider-Man 3 came out in 2007,
Hmm.
and this so a year later they made the show. There are just so many references to the Toby trilogy that I noticed that were like, wow. And a little quick fact: as a kid, when I would watch the Toby Maguire trilogy, I would watch him in Spanish because that was
Mm.
English wasn't my first language, so Spanish I would watch him and I was like, because for some reason I like watching some cartoons in Spanish than in English, in my opinion. So I saw this one in Spanish, and it's the same voice actors that made the Spanish voice for Toby, JJ, almost everyone. So
Wow.
to me,
Y-
can you hear me? You're frozen out.
You're frozen out
Am I
too.
glitching?
Yes.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god, you troll. You troll. You troll, you troll, you troll.
Because
Okay.
you were like,
Because like it
for
was
a
like
good while.
glitching and then you were like frozen for a second and I'm like, oh god, is it glitching again?
Yeah.
Alright. So what were we talking about before?
We were on. Oh, I was telling you how I loved Spectacular Spider.
Oh yeah, because it was like the same Spanish actor for Toby and JJ, right?
Yeah, that it was the same like Spanish.
No, he's frozen. You were frozen for like 2 seconds. You were like this
you,
for 2 seconds.
you were like no, you were like this, and then all I heard was like static.
Yeah. I do not know what's going on. It's usually like the best type of Wi-Fi right now, but it's like I don't know what's happening.
Oh wait! I think it's me.
It's you?
Oh wait, no, I'm good. That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't
Sorry.
know.
All right.
Okay, I'm fine.
Oh no, he's scratched again.
And I glitched out. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. We're good. Oh no, we're not good. Okay, never mind.
I'm like,
You're like stuttering.
and now I'm talking to a robot. Dang, dang, dang.
Dang. It's like
Yeah, I heard like.
yeah, it's like lagging every time you talk. It's like your mouth is moving, but your speech is like forward in time.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, exactly.
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Dang it! I wanted to talk more, but we're having technical difficulties. Damn it.
Okay, now what the hell? Why am I a llama? What the hell? Oh, I knew it. I'm seeing stuff now.
You're a llama. How did you even do that?
Yo,
How did you even do that? It's just a llama being stuck.
woo! Okay, what the hell?
Now you're a cat. How are you even doing that?
I think we should just continue. So yeah, Spectacular Spider-Man. was a really good show. I'm not gonna lie, I was very surprised by it. Um, because I kind of thought like, oh, I mean, this looks very way too cartoonish instead of Ultimate. But then when I saw it, I was like, okay, it has some pretty good moments, some really sad moments, But overall, it was very very mature. Like, yeah, some scenes that really like hit it home. Like I was like, yo, that's insane. And then sometimes I was like, damn, that's kind of relatable. Like, I mean, never very relatable, very kind of like Toby's, which makes sense because they were like a year apart. But so it wouldn't make sense that they would make it that way. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad you told me that.
Anyways,
Especially
so
like
so back to the the Spider Verse or the what were we talking about? Loki. Talking about Loki. Yeah. Okay, we're talking about Loki. So Loki, yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
I can't.
Thank you,
I
literally,
can't.
with your talking blue dog.
Got a problem with talking blue dogs?
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm sorry. I'm dead. Oh god.
Nah, don't get racist on me now. Because I'm a blue dog. What's wrong with talking blue dog?
Yes. Your eyes just bulged out of your face. Oh my god.
Anyways,
Alright, we're gonna talk about
cool.
the Spider-Man 2 trailer.
Oh yeah, right. Spider-Man 2 trailer. All right. I think we should tackle that.
Do you,
Yeah. Just kind of
do you have
see
any animals that's getting portrayed in that, or is it
what
gonna be normal
whatever
Ivan?
what I go what I go.
Where'd you go? Now you're black.
Okay.
Oh no, now you're
Uh,
a cat.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
So Spider-Man. Yeah. Uh, so very excited for that. When I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, so they are gonna keep the same Peter Parker face from the remastered, which I still have a problem with, to be honest.
I also have a
Pretty
problem
bummed
too.
out by that. Yeah, but it is what it is. And meow. And what else? So story. So yeah, it was a story. We saw him talking to Harry,
Hmm.
and Harry is sick, or he was sick, or this is a before he. I have no idea. I feel like they've like manipulated the trailers, thinking that he was back, but he wasn't back.
No. Then we saw a lot of things, and we saw Venom, its bulked out version by itself, and that by itself
Yo,
was
when
amazing.
I was like, dude! I was like, yeah, boy, you big as fuck!
He's big as fuck.
You big as fuck! Oh, no! Yeah, I'm excited.
His dad, sorry, his dad's probably gonna have some bullshit excuse about how he was not still in like Europe or whatever, but we know the truth. And hopefully we get a diagnosis of, oh, there you go, you're finally normal. Okay,
Yeah,
God.
you good?
I'm good. I'm so good.
Yo.
I'm just tearing up for excitement for the new trailer of
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Man.
I mean, I wasn't tearing up, but yeah.
I don't know, but it got me to a tear of excitement, and I'm so excited to see what BS Norman has to spit out of his mouth. It was interesting seeing the whole character model for Harry. It was very awesome to see like their little backstory. MJ looks more mature now, which I believe is
She
good.
looks she looks like, you know what she looks like?
Who does she look like?
You remember the Flash TV show, right?
Yes.
Barry's mother.
She does look like her. But
She looks older,
like a young
kind of
version of her.
redhead. Yeah, a slight younger. Because I mean, if you look from the first one, now again, we don't know how long it's been since the event of the first game. So either so many years ahead, or I don't think it's months. No,
It
no,
could
because we
be like
had
a couple
Miles
of
game,
years.
and it could have been. I don't know, but Harry looks different from
Yeah,
what we saw, like in the picture of him in the first
yeah, but
game. He looked a
he's
lot more like James
also been
Franco.
growing. I say growing, but he's literally been in the back to tank for like how many
That's
years?
true.
So he might
True.
just like genomes and what Osborn and Norman's been doing to Harry in that
Hmm.
back to tank is like we don't know what that does to him, like physically. So maybe it's like
Yeah. That's why I'm like, maybe they've like manipulated the scenes. Because in one scene, he looks older, or like not. I mean, you know that scene where he like throws something in the glass? He goes
yeah,
like, "Ah."
yeah,
That looks like a very younger.
yeah.
Like maybe that's before when he's talking to Norman.
Yeah, but maybe his trailers be tricky like that of them. Like maybe it's like in the before time. Like we'll probably have a flashback back to before Harry was ever in the back to tank. So yeah.
Hmm. In terms of what are you smiling?
No, no, yeah. And then in terms of what? In terms of what?
What are you laughing about?
No,
What, what are you laughing about? What?
nothing. Keep
Was
going.
something I said? Did I say something wrong?
No, keep going. You were saying?
What?
You were saying something.
Well, yeah, but then I got distracted because you were all like laughing and stuff. I'm like, okay,
I'm done.
okay,
I'm done. I'm done.
what's so funny?
Nothing.
What's so funny?
Nothing. Nothing. Nothing's funny. Nothing is funny. I am just having a laughing fit today, and that is all. You can continue.
Anyways, so where was I?
You were saying something
Uh,
about Harry being in the back tank.
oh yeah. So we see him with Norman, and he's like, I don't know. He says something. I forget what he says, but he says something to his son, and oh no. So in the beginning, Harry tells Peter, "I got a second chance." So either this is before or after he goes in the tank. If
Mm-hmm.
he goes like out, if he's been, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of, it's kind of weird. And then there are theories that maybe that's not, Harry as Venom. It could be like, I don't think it's Eddie Brock, but maybe someone else. What if it's Craven? What if Craven
That's a bit of a
becomes
stretch.
Venom?
That that's a that's a that's a bit of a stretch.
Okay, what? 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 Okay, I feel like you should laugh at my theories at this point.
No, I'm not laughing at your
Okay.
theories. I'm just laughing at the fact that you thought of that because that's funny. But I think that's a bit of a stretch. Well, here's what I think is gonna happen. So here's what I think is gonna happen. I think we're probably are gonna be introduced to Eddie Brock, and maybe he's taking MJ's place at the Bugle, or and then he's gonna be like in here, get kind of close to MJ, and then vice versa, get kind of close to Peter, and then Miles, and then once the Venom thing leaves, because I think the Bully Maguire thing that we see in Spider-Man 3 is going to happen to this Peter Parker in this game, where he's going to be like a total jerk, drive MJ away, try to drive Miles away, and here comes Eddie Brock to swoop in to save the day of MJ and try to be close to to MJ. And when we'll probably get the scene of Eddie Brock in the church praying to God to kill Peter Parker because he's being such a dick to everybody. So we may get that scene. Who knows?
Okay. Okay. Oh man. Okay, it's wearing
What's
out.
so funny? What's so funny about my
Okay.
theory, huh?
No, nothing. I was just out for the night. I'm fine. I'm good. What'd you say again?
What if Spider-Man 3 happens in this one? That was my point.
What if Spider-Man 3 happens?
Yeah, like
Which
Eddie Brock
did you
sneaks in.
know in the Spider-Man 3 movie game adaptation that they released back then,
Hmm.
the villains was obviously Venom, Sandman, like, but it was Venom and Craven was in the game too. So I don't know, kind of a
Because
coincidence.
if this really is going to be just Spider-Man 3 but in game version, we have Venom, we have Green Goblin coming as a younger Osborn. All we're missing is Sandman.
But it's not gonna be the same because we have another Spider-Man. We have Miles, so it's not. How can it really?
It's
I would assume
similar.
I
It's
would guess that they would take
similar.
some things, like obviously Peter being, a dick, and and to MJ and all his friends, and gonna like take off the black suit somehow. Or no, I think Miles is gonna like help him, you know, break out of the suit. Because remember that trailer with like that sort of like announcement of the PS5,
Yeah,
like
we hear like discussion of like Peter and Miles like trying to.
what is this thing? Help us! And then the electricity, and so even when it says like be greater, and then together, and then the venom comes in, and then
Yeah, because that is a theory we have of Miles and Peter are gonna fight Peter as fully Venom, totally Bully Maguire esque, and then Miles just had to literally fry him to get that stuff off him, and maybe
yeah.
it'll land on him on our buddy who's supposed to be um, a Venom Eddie. So yeah.
hmm
But we'll see.
Well,
We'll see what happens. I already
I'm
pre-ordered my shit.
hoping,
So yeah.
I'm hoping that they add Toby's black suit in the game. Like,
I have to.
if so, when you're the black suit Spider-Man, you can switch costumes like that are part of the black suit. So it can be like the classic black suit or the Toby black suit, but it will have its own functions. Like it'll still be a black suit, but you can only use the Toby black suit if you're black suited Spider-Man. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And if they do, they have to have that black suit Tobey Maguire there. They have to. And this should be a feature when you wear it. When you wear it, you could hurt someone. Either hurt or mainly injured someone in the vicinity. Like because when like in the game you can like web up something, spin it around and jolt it in a random direction and everyone ducks. Like what if when that one person doesn't duck, it's just like and like
But I
it
feel like
comes.
people do that in the regular Spider-Man game,
But
regardless.
this time it actually happens. It impacts them and hurts them.
Oh, okay. You're saying like it will actually hit someone.
It'll actually hit someone and injure
Okay.
them. Yes, when you have that suit on. It's only that suit. If they don't do it, it's
So
a missed opportunity.
I've heard that. So you know that part where Miles says he's face to face with Lee, and it's like Lee, you have no idea what you've taken from me.
Yeah.
What if Miles, for a slight moment, takes the symbiote suit
That could
just for
be.
that little, just for like briefly? just for that
It
interaction with
could be,
Lee.
but that is a stretch. That's a stretch, but it could happen. I could see that.
Because like the way Miles said, Lee, you have no idea what you took from me. That
But
sounds
you have to
very.
think he is that. I think he will say that with or without the venom in him. Because I think if he had the chance to look Lee dead in the eyes or his glowy eyes, I don't know what he has. He'll probably say that regardless. Like, you don't know what you took from me. You know.
Mm, sure. Yeah.
But that is a possibility that both Miles and Peter could be like exposed to this venom stuff. But maybe it's like
Yeah.
because of Miles.
Because we've
Like,
never seen Miles with the symbiote suit, have we? Or like in any comic adaptation, has there been like Miles with the symbiote?
not to my knowledge, but I can ask my uncle. He's more of the comics nerd than I am, but not to my knowledge.
Because imagine Bully Morales.
I
The
don't want to
Bully
be a
Maguire.
bully. Come on, I don't
Like
want to be a
Bully Morales.
bully. I
Hey,
don't want
Peter
to be a
Parker is
bully.
a very good guy, and look what it made him, like
But I don't want to
so
be a
good.
bully. I've been bullied. I don't want to be the bully. Come on, man.
Too bad.
Man.
If it happens.
That could I actually can see that happening. Actually, yeah.
Oh,
I,
it's kind of like imagine. So like across the Spider-Verse, like evil or Prowler Miles,
hmm
kind of like that, where it's more serious and more like I would assume villainy. So kind of like that if he had this suit.
yeah. But I did look into the PS5 like console thing. It's not a cover; it's an actual console, and like
Yeah.
I want that console very badly.
You
But
wait, you
that
thought it was just a cover?
I really did. I honestly
No,
thought
but
that was
here's the
just a
thing.
cover. But that's the
There is
actual PC. Yeah.
there's both the console bundle and the what do you call it?
The,
The case thing.
yeah.
Like you can purchase either one.
Yeah.
The
But
cool thing
I
about
looked through.
the
I try to look on like on Amazon for like the cover version of the look
like
of the
just the cover, like just the
just the
cover
cover,
itself, right?
but like they don't have it. They have the actual PS5 version
Bundle.
bundle, but they don't
What's
have
cool about that one is that obviously the PS5 and it comes like looks like that. You get the game and the controller,
yeah.
which I am planning, and I hopefully will. I will get the controller and the game. That controller looks so beautiful.
That
I want to get
controller looks awesome. I want that
it. Looks,
controller as well.
and what's cool is that it comes out a month before.
Yeah. So
No, no, no.
I want
Yo,
what?
the bundle comes out a month before. Because I saw is it you can pre-order and then
Yeah.
get yours by September something. So like if you get the bundle, you can actually start playing the game 1 month before everyone else. Which sucks because freaking YouTube always spoils everything. And
We just
could be,
all we have to do, Ivan, is not watch YouTube for the month of September. That's
oh
probably
sure,
it.
for a whole month. Because what else do we do when we eat, when we're bored, when we're doing something?
Scroll through TikTok, look through Instagram, do something
Same
else.
thing. Social media. It's the same thing.
I don't know.
I
Read
get a lot of.
Spectacular
I get
Spider-Man. I don't know.
all of that. Look, Instagram. I get all Marvel thing or Spider-Man, and I get sometimes spoiled there. And then
Yeah.
TikTok is like kind of well, not that
You know
that
what
much,
we have
but
to do? Ivan, you know what we have to
YouTube
do?
is
You know what we have
there's
to
no
do?
guarantee.
You know what we have
And
to do?
then
You know what we
what?
have to do? We play with Barbies. That's the miracle. We watch the Barbie movie because no one plays with toys anymore. And what do we do in the month of September? We play with toys. It's a
I have to.
circle of life.
I have to change my social media feed to Barbie,
Either
so that
that or be spoiled. Which would you rather?
it's just
Which
when I
would
thought
you rather?
I was getting rid of Barbie. This
Which would you rather? Would you rather be spoiled or have Barbie everywhere?
it is just it's inevitable, to be honest. Because I remember I got spoiled for the first game of like what was it? It was something that I saw. I was like, oh man, Oh, I didn't know Doc Ock was going to be in the game, and I saw a thumbnail of him when you first see him when he's like strapped to the tentacle
Yeah,
things in
the
his lap.
things.
That shot right there, I saw on a thumbnail. And the worst thing is that I got the game on day one. It's people who got it either earlier or played it at midnight. I don't know, but uh,
Yeah.
I miss the good
So
old days back then when you would buy a game without really looking at the trailer. You just look at the
exactly.
cover. Oh, cool, play it and just.
There weren't enough game. There weren't really game trailers. They're just okay. Here's the game. Here's when it's gonna come out. Go 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 go
No
go.
game trailers, no game streamers, no YouTube
They
of
were
clips of.
bare. If there were gamers that streamed or went to YouTube, there were barely any that could keep up with the times of new and like up to date games. They would play like either old games or games that are like not even trending. But yeah, I miss those days too. When all I had to watch was Markiplier doing FNAF and not. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah. So is that all?
I think that's it. We just have to wait until October for Spider-Man, and what was it? September for Loki. When was Loki? October as well, right?
October, yeah.
Everything's going on October. Everything that we
October's
like
gonna
is
be
going on October.
October's gonna be a good month,
It's
I
gonna be
assume.
busy for me because who makes videos on between the both of us? I do. I have so much to do. It's a lot of editing for me. Oh, not only for like this
Mhm.
podcast, but for
And how are you
videos.
going to avoid YouTube if you're constantly making content for it?
Exactly. How do I reward YouTube? I'm constantly making contact.
I salute you in hopes that you do not get spoiled.
It's inevitable. Like screen, like it really was inevitable because like my uncle said he was spoiled for the. I don't know if you played the rest of Jedi Survivor. Okay, so there's a
I
guy
haven't.
in the end of a certain bounty hunter mission that you get to see and meet. And my uncle was spoiled by this guy, both on trailers and people online posting images about it. And I was spoiled by images online and the ending credits because the ending credits says this guy with the actual actor's name, because I actually used the actor for the guy. And so I was spoiled. So I knew he was coming, but it was still cool to see. My uncle didn't want to go down that path because he was spoiled already. So yeah,
Um,
and I'm not spoiling it because you haven't played up to that part. So I'm not gonna spoil it for you because I'm a
I
good
haven't.
friend like that.
I don't even have the game.
And you don't even have the game. So
I don't even have a game, so I have no idea what you're like referring to it.
yep.
I feel like I will. That's what I did with the first game. I didn't play when it came out. I played like way after. So
Yeah. So if you want to be spoiled, I strongly suggest checking out my playthrough because my playthrough is obviously the best and the only one you'll probably ever see. But if you want to be spoiled, go ahead, check out my video. I did that video. So yeah.
did you finish it? The game?
Yeah, I finished the game. I'm now doing collectibles, but I have been doing
Hmm.
that lately because I'm here. But yeah.
So, or at least tell me, was it a better story than the first one, or
Story wise, yes. It got me in some loops I did not expect, but otherwise it was very
or
good.
or what was something that was better in the first one than the second one? Can you remember?
Mm.
Or is it kind of the
The
same?
puzzles were the puzzles were a bit harder, so I didn't like that. I'm not a puzzle person. I've never been a puzzle
Mhm.
person. There's more collectibles than in the last one, which I honestly don't like when there's collectibles in every single fucking planet you go to. But yeah, and the story was way better. The characters were way fleshed out, and there was a person that I thought was my friend, but ended up being a huge jerk and did something that I did not like. And now I hate him for all time. But yeah. And you'll get to know that special person if you watch my videos. So you'll see how pissed I was that he was who he was.
Oh, pissed.
I was very pissed.
Woo.
But yeah. But I think that's it for today. If you ever see Haunted Mansion, see that. Me and my sister Carmen wants to go see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies pretty soon. We're not going to see it tomorrow. We hope to see it later on today if we can, but we're not going to see it tomorrow because tomorrow's my great grandmother's birthday. So we got to go over to her house in the Bronx to celebrate.
In the Bronx. The
Yeah,
Bronx.
she's like 96, 97 now. Yeah, she up there, and she only speaks Spanish. So, yeah,
Felicidades.
because I don't really speak Spanish. I kind of understand it, but I don't really. So, how do you say "Happy Birthday, Grandma"? Like, how do
All right,
you say
repeat after me.
"Felicidades, great grandma"?
Yeah, or you could say feliz. Say it.
Feliz
Cumpleaños.
cumpleaños,
Abuela.
abuela. How do you say great grandmother? 'Cause I know that's how do you say great grandmother?
Great grandma. So your great grandmother is the mother of your
Of my mom's mom.
grand.
It's the mother of my grandma. Pumpkin, yeah.
Okay. I know there's a word for it. Hold on.
Yeah. Because I
Yeah.
don't wanna have to go for like Google Translate to say
Yeah. Great grandma. Okay, so it's bisabuela.
bisabuela.
Bisabuela. Yeah.
Bisabuela. Okay. I will try to remember that, but I probably won't. So I'll probably
Yeah. So I think don't even try because you
yeah,
might
I'm not gonna try it.
make it worse.
It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be very terrible, but yeah, we're gonna go to her birthday, so yeah, probably gonna see some people I haven't seen in a long time. So
Cool.
yeah,
It's nighttime for you already, huh?
yep, it's 8:09.
Everyone's like,
Bright for
we're
you,
on break.
dark for me. But yeah, that's what happens if I travel halfway across the full country. If I cross the whole country,
You are 3 hours into the future.
yes, it's very cool. I'm experiencing a lot of heat.
And I'm
I'm
here.
very sweaty.
I'm still in the past. I'm stuck in the
How am I
past.
speaking to you in the past? Oh my lord!
Time travel.
Time travel!
Time travel.
Time travel!
Time travel. Like, oh,
Woo!
all right, then.
I'll see you guys later. We will talk soon, hopefully, about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles if we get to it, if he sees it, and if he sees On a Mansion, we will also talk about that. It will come up soon, probably, hopefully, but I will see you guys all later. You want to say anything before I peace out the audience, Ivan?
Peace, audience.
Peace, audience.